Good morning, traders. It is 7:46 a.m. It's Tuesday, June 6th, 7:46 a.m. Pacific time. Welcome to my trading journal. It's another cold, wet, rainy, depressing morning here in San Diego. What you're looking at is the Jigsaw daytradr platform. This is order book or DOM, depth of market, whatever you want to call it. There's no charts here, no indicators. This is all just trading on order flow. Really quickly, just a quick review. It's really late in the day, so I don't think it's even worth looking at a chart, but our normal process in the morning is just to kind of review what we're looking at here. This is the Ultra Bond all the way over here on the left. 30-year here, 5-year, 10-year, and over here is the E-mini S&P. Their futures products, and their symbols are up here on the upper left of each one of these products if you want to take a look and see what you're looking at. I'm not here to teach you how to use the product. I just kind of walk through my trades and give the rationale for each of them if I can, if there is any rationale. Hopefully there is. Otherwise I'm doing something wrong. So we had Fed Powell speaking this morning. Huge range overnight, mostly bearish, pretty much. Let's look at the chart. So we opened over here and just kind of sold down. Had a little pop in midnight hour-ish, kind of went sideways, and then right around here, just sold right back down. And so this is kind of when Fed What's His Nuts was speaking. Had some data come out. And we've since pushed through, I believe we pushed through this low here at 24.5. Yeah, pushed it by a tick. Finally got some pushback, but prior to that, this thing had basically, when Fed Powell stopped speaking, it just sort of marched all the way down here. And this is like the first real pushback that I've seen. So normally there's areas of interest. We've kind of blown all that to shit just because of the data that came out and the Fed speaker. It's really a backtick and absorption kind of a scenario because we're getting into, we're past yesterday's low, or past the overnight low. Those would probably act as a bit of resistance if we went higher. It looks like it's just a bearish scenario for fixed income. You have a low volume environment over here in the ES that just grinds higher. We had a bit of a sell-off just now. And sell-off meaning, it came back down just past the VWAP. And it's starting to grind back higher. Again, very low volume environment. Which, yeah, so the S&P just passed the 5-year as far as volume. Typically the 10-year is the most liquid products, the most traded product. So I haven't seen any sort of buyer step up yet since I've been sitting here. That's kind of what we need to see. We need to see buyers absorb selling, have some serious imbalance, and then that would be any sort of impetus to act. Otherwise, we're just sort of hanging out. I'm seeing a little bit of imbalance here right now, but this was a single print, as I recall, when it came down. So that's probably someone getting stopped out or something, but that needs to be one or two touches, and it needs to build, and that tells us that that buyers are absorbing the selling at that level for whatever reason. So let this run a little bit longer just to see if we can capture something on video. Otherwise, I'll pause it and jump back in when I see a setup forming. Let's see what happens when they hit back down into this level. If they just blow right through it, then it's meaningless. Keep an eye on the bid. See if it just erodes away or if it stands pat. We'll take a shot at it. Could be a lot like what happened up here at 24. Got some volume printed here in the 5-year, 30-year, kind of across. You're seeing a little node develop. Two tick risk. Might not get filled here. Doesn't look like it. Looks like it's not going to drop back in. Buyers are sucking up any sort of selling at this level at this point. Thus far, anyway. I'm not too inclined to pay up. Look at that, just soaking it all up. We got the ES pushing highs. We want to keep an eye on these guys, make sure they don't start pushing the lows. 900 in the queue, can't get filled. That's a good sign. I'll pay up for that. Three take risk. We might hit some resistance up here at yesterday's low overnight low. It's kind of what I'm looking at as far as a target. Just need some short covering here and people to pile on, get this going higher. Sucks I couldn't get filled here at 22.5. That would have been beautiful. So we went off at 23. Buyers tried to push that back initially. 5 years still okay. Bonds are starting to push the lows. Okay, we got a little bit of pushback here at 23, good. 5 years ticking up. Shit, I thought we had something going there for a second. That's this could be second chance buying opportunity, or it could be sellers just whacking down the bids. This one was a little disconcerting. I wasn't too worried about this one. It went about 3,800 down and then 2,000 plus 3,000 on the offer. Damn. Not good. Damn, just cannot get going there. I don't want to cover it at the low of the day. It seems kind of ridiculous. But there's just no buying activity right now. Just completely dead. If they wanted it, they could have it right here. Yeah, this is just, come on, soak it all up. They're trying. There we go. Come on. Probably should have added to it there. That was a pretty good pushback. So last time we pushed up, we got a lot of pushback at 24.5, 24. Something tells me, because I think that was the previous low before we popped up with all the data and then sold back down through. So that might be resistance on a chart. Let me look real quick. $24.5, yeah, there's a little spike down, but the real resistance starts at 26, which is up here. You can see that with the profile shelf there. Trying to do a better job of letting trades play out. You know, I want to kind of set a target, achieve that target, or take the loss, and not scratch trades so much, or pull them off after a tick. I think that there's only so much longer you can hold on over here as this low volume, just slow grind happens over here in the ES. It just puts too much pressure on what's going on over here. Bonds is still just sitting at the lows, can't catch a bid. You know, is this the key indicator of what's going on right now, or do they just need to catch up with what's going on over here with the 5-year and the 10-year? I don't know. But those are the clues. You have to piece everything together and make a decision on what to do. I'll tell you what, if this thing falls back in one more time, I think we're in trouble. So I think you only get, you get the initial shot to buy it. You might get a second chance buying opportunity, which we saw when it dropped back in. Buyers definitely responded, but I don't know how much longer they're going to let this just drop back in here without covering, and that would fuel the move lower. So the longer we just sort of linger here, it's not good for the good guys. Bonds still can't catch a bid down here. I think if we get up through 24, 24.5, man, look at this. It's just some size there, just keeping this thing suppressed. Yeah, look at the bonds are pushing the lows. Shit. No pushback. Huge load on the offer. This pulls right off. Yeah, fuck. Huge prints over here in the ES. They're trying to sell it down. They can't. Buyers are just absorbing all the size. Doesn't look good. see if they can keep this level, 23. Still trying to push it down. Can't even take that bid. It's supposed to be letting this trade out, but I really want to scratch this thing right now. It's just not looking good. Still selling the piss out of it down here. Gonna have to take 23 and load up on it. Come on, get fucking going. Jesus. Just cannot get above 23.5, 24. Jesus Christ. Well, I hope nobody's offended by my language. I don't think that's going to stop anytime soon. Pretty much just sit here and yell at the walls all day. What a fucking mess. This would be a little bit more comfortable if I would have waited. I wanted to be in at 22.5. I paid up at 23. It's only one tick, but still, it just would be a little bit more comfortable to be in this trade at that level. I definitely could have had it if I would have been more patient. So ideally, what we want to see is pop this level like I discussed previously, and then we can just start filling in this profile for the rest of the day. And that's the sort of environment that I like to trade in the best. Just got to get through this level here. Just have buyers have no motivation to buy above this level, and they just sit there and linger, and then sellers come along and just slap it right back down. I mean, you got 700 on the offer right there. You can't take that out. Give me a break. We'll see what this bid does when this drops back in again. If it drops down to 2,000 something, then there's nothing really there. Bonds still can't get going. They're still sitting, just lingering down here. Nobody's buying it. They should be getting bought up right now. Fuck me. So it falls down to 2,000. There's nothing there. Let's see if we can just get filled on a tick or scratch this fucking thing. Moving that up, I want to lock in one tick. I don't want a big size to come through and slip me down. One fucking tick, all that for one tick. But you could see how we got up to that level and the sentiment across the board just changed. All of a sudden, they just start attacking down. You could see it. And the laggard over here was actually the 10-year. So I probably could have had 2 ticks at that point if I was smart. But I'm glad that that was captured on the video, because you could see it happening real time. Next time, I'm definitely going to react to that, because you could almost feel it more than you could see it. I guess that's probably the best way to put it. It is almost 9 a.m. here, my time, which is noon on the East Coast, which means everybody's at lunch, drinking martinis, and don't really see a lot more happening today. One of the things I want to say really quickly is my trading increased my profitability and my trading, just my whole experience, I guess. My performance, obviously, but my experience increased incredibly when I stepped away from the screen. I used to sit at this thing for 12 hours a day, 10, 12, 15 hours, and just stare at it and constantly trading, constantly putting orders in. And it stopped being so important to me at some point. I think I just got frustrated, burned out, and then now the less I trade, the less time I spend here, which is, we're going to be pushing, almost 3 hours. No, a little bit less than that, but anyway, two plus hours. Like it definitely helps with your psyche, or at least it helps me. So if you're someone that sits at the screen for 10 hours every day, continue to do it until you burn out, because that's really the only way that you're going to learn. But you'll get to the point where less is more. That's where I am, and that's, one tick, but still, that's all that this thing was really going to give me. I could have got 3 out of it, I guess, but who knows. So that's just kind of what I wanted to impart upon everybody today. I was thinking about that last night. And yeah, less is more in my opinion, in my book. Yeah, look at that. Could have had that second tick. I don't know. Maybe moving to break even was too soon, or one tick, sorry. Because could have stayed at break even. Maybe that was a little premature, but it's just you get kind of strung out on these trades, sitting in them for so long. At least I do. This is gonna go higher, like I said previously. Okay, I'm gonna get out of here before I drive myself nuts. Just to recap, areas of interest were kind of blown to shit by the Fed speaker and some data. So we just took a fade trade as this, kind of set up shop here, this little shelf. We saw the imbalance here of 20,000 sell orders versus this was a lot less at the time. It was a lot less. So that kind of told us that buyers were starting to absorb selling at this level. Look at this fucking thing. So that was kind of our trigger to enter once we saw that volume node start to develop. Thinking about taking this, trying to get filled over here at 16 in the 30-year. It's only a one lot. We'll see what happens, but I think we might be at that time of day where this will just sort of push higher. I don't know. We'll see. We'll let this play out a little bit. Doesn't get going soon, we can just scratch it and call it a day. Still getting pushed back at 45 or 224.5 over here. Keep an eye on, hopefully the ultra bond catches a bid. But if you've watched my previous videos, I don't like to sit in the 30-year for too long, so I try not to hold on to this one. But if I can pop a couple ticks out, like I said, it's just a one lot, nothing major. This is almost trading like there's an auction coming up or something. There's not, but it's just really bizarre. Just lack of movement. Let's see if we can just push up through all these tiny prints here, small prints up to 22. This probably will act as some resistance. Okay, let's start to trail this thing up. See, of course, this guy, I hate to harp on this, but this is right up to where I said it would go, 26. So keep an eye on that. Just got a big order come through. It's all about managing the trade once you get in it. I keep saying that, but it's true. It's the hardest part. So I moved that order too quickly to basically break even. I was only able to pull one tick out of it when I could have easily had 4 or 5. Let's clean this up a little bit here so we can see what we're doing. Keeping an eye over here on these guys, see if they get some big orders coming through just to sell that down. We'll just cover. Like I said, I think this could have legs up to 22, but we'll see. I'll put that there. It's one tick above the shelf. If we get to that level, I'll be happy. Especially on a day like today with this context. just sort of move our stop up. As we get higher, if we go higher, you gotta let this thing breathe a little bit more, but I can't let it come all the way back on me. Okay, good. Fuck. So overnight low over here, that's going to be some pushback. I was hoping we'd catch a little bit more of a bid up, obviously. So this was up over 1,000. As soon as we uptick to 19, or go bid at 19, 200 contracts pull off. That's good. It's not enough. Okay, now we're down to 400. So let's take that out. Good. Come on. Hold it. Come on. This is the problem with trading with one lot, because I would take one off right here. So the 10 years right here at 26, 26.5, just like I said it was going to go. We'll see what kind of pushback we get there. But we filled in this volume profile. So this, if it holds this level, it could easily go up to 29.5, 30, and see if we get some rejection here. Damn it, she could have held in there a little bit longer, man. That would have been a good trade. Just mismanagement. Look how that thing's pulling off. It's not even, nothing hit up into it yet. And it's pulled off like 700 contracts. You gotta be able to take that out now. There we go. So that was at 1,000. It's down to 900. Getting some pushback here. We'll see. Like I said, this is 22, 23 is right where you'd expect to see some resistance. I don't want to trail this up too close. Haven't seen any pushback really over here yet. Might have been a little late to try to cover that, unfortunately. Yeah, 10 years ticking back. Starting to push back on that. 86 in the queue. I think I'll take it off here. Call it a day. If I get the fill, if not, could get stopped out at 2 ticks. So sometimes I forget, you know, you need to trade the ZB, the 30-year, different than you trade the 10-year. And sometimes I forget that. So I should have taken this off way up here. Like any first sign of a pause, you really just got to take it off, cover your position. I said that as soon as I jumped into this trade too, and then you just forget. You get complacent, you start hoping instead of reading what's going on. And the only reason why I'm not trying to take 3 ticks is because I'm 80 something in the queue. I was really hoping this would push back and just get the quick fill real quick, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. You could tell the bonds are reacting a little bit more to the ES today than the notes are. As this thing pushes higher like it is, it's just algos are doing their thing over here. Son of a bitch. Okay, I am for sure done today, right now. Oh, wow, great. I only got slipped on that too. So this is my order right here. Motherfucker. This is me right here. This one fucking tick. Wow. Definitely done right now. Yeah, good luck. See you guys tomorrow. I'm over this bullshit. Hope you're having fun because today sucked.